Hey everyone, Jim Phoenix here, and boy, do we have a great What's Kraken coming your way. Ever see a haunted house? Ever walk by it? Ever see a TV show on it? Ever go, hey, I want to buy that house? Well, today's guest, Jenn and Cory Heinzen, did just that. From Bathsheba, Search for Evil. Ooh, only on T&E, and they played it. It's a smash hit. It's interstellar, intergalactic. It's out there, past the BC Boys and back, and it's going to be on again on October 30th at 3 p.m. and then Saturday, October 31st at 8 p.m. Eastern Pacific, only on T&E. And with no further ado, let's get to Jenn and Cory. Ooh, release the Kraken. Hey everyone, Jim Phoenix here on another exciting episode of What's Kraken. Boy, do we have a little theme going because we have... Did you ever wonder who lives in a haunted house? Did you ever wonder who would buy a haunted house? Boy, do we have the guest for you. We have none other than Jenn and Cory Heinzen, who bought the Devil's House from the Conjuring. Maybe not called the Devil's House, but that's what we're calling it today. How are you guys doing?
Good, how are you?
Absolutely awesome. I'm so excited. I'm stoked. I've seen the screener for Bathsheba, which airs on T&E channel Monday, October 11th at 9 p.m. Eastern Pacific and Central Time. We don't know. Who knows? Central doesn't do daylight savings sometimes. So I saw the house and I was like, my gosh, someone actually bought this property. And I got to see you guys in action a bit. But for the people who might not have seen the episode yet, could you give me a little bit of background? Like, how did you two meet, by the way? That's my big question right now.
How we met? Actually, we've been together since my freshman year in high school.
Oh my gosh.
Got married. I went to the Marine Corps and did a year overseas, and we got married from there. So.
Wait.
We've been together for a minute.
Wait, a Marine?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. That's a very part of the family for me. That's very part of the family for me. So okay, we can have some stories later on. But that's amazing. So you guys have been together for a while.
Yeah.
And you started out, and then are you like professional ghost hunters? How do you get interested in the paranormal?
Well, I've always been interested in the paranormal. Like, ever since I was a kid, just, reading books and stuff like that. But I had an experience back in 2001 while I was in the Marine Corps. We were on a battlefield in Fredericksburg, not Spanish, Virginia. I can't remember which battlefield it was. And we were doing basically a period of instruction. But we spend the night out there, kind of like camaraderie building and stuff. And then the next morning we get a tour of the battlefield. And then we break up into teams, and then we walk and talk it and see how we would have fought knowing warfare the way we would warfare. And that night, around 2 o'clock in the morning, we got woken up by like cannon fire and musket fire and screaming. And,
wow.
But there was nobody there. And everybody was on edge. And the next morning, poor guy came home. He's like, oh, yeah, it happens all the time. It's normal. It's like, no, it's not normal. I've never seen something like that happen before. So
That's fantastic. The haunted battlefields. I used to read those books as a kid. And it's interesting to talk to someone with firsthand experience of that. That's an amazing thing. So it kind of snowballs into the point where you see the Conjuring house go up for sale, right? And why buy that house? Like, what drove you to buy the house?
It was a once in a lifetime opportunity we felt. We had been looking for properties.
Right.
To call our own. And
We had been looking for properties. We've always wanted to own a haunted property.
but I mean, to open it up, to more investigations and stuff, and to open up something like this that has been closed off to the community, since the Warrens investigated, basically, just seemed like a once in a lifetime opportunity to do. So we just took a chance and it ended up working out for us.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. And one of the things that kind of stood out to me on the special Bathsheba on the T&E channel, which is, of course, Monday, October 11th, starting at 9 p.m. Eastern Pacific, it's you want to turn to a B&B, like a better, or like Airbnb. I'm not even sure I'm using the correct lingo of today's world anymore. Today's world anymore. But like, what was the push from buying it, getting it, and wanting to share it?
Well, really, when we purchased it, that's what we wanted to do, was share it. That was always our intent. I feel like coming from a paranormal investigative point of view, we know that side of it. We know how expensive some locations can be, how hard it can be to get into places. I feel like we had that insight on what it would be like to be on the other side already. So we did purchase it knowing that sharing is what we wanted to do.
That's awesome. That is amazing. It was one of the things I saw. I'm like, if it wasn't for the pandemic, like, oh man, I would have booked. I've been already a guest 12 times already. It looks like an amazing experience. An amazing experience. When you are doing the sharing, are there any things that kind of happen while the investigators are there? Does the activity spike, for example, or is it kind of even activity throughout if the investigators are there or not?
I would say it kind of evens out. The activity level, I think, honestly depends on who's investigating or who's here. I really do feel like it has to do with certain people's energy. It's weird. The longer we've seen the investigators, and it's not always investigators, it's just people who are interested in the paranormal half of it that have never even done it before, or who are just interested in seeing the property. It's almost like we can almost tell people's energy, who we know is going to have a good time and who we know might not. Like, you can just you can judge I wouldn't even say their excitement, but their energy. Like,
right.
They come in Dragon Bus because just drove 12 hours and they're coming right into it. It's going to be rough for them. But the people that come up early, stay in a hotel, get a full night's sleep.
We're super excited.
Yeah, super excited. They're all hopped up on Mountain Dew and Red Bull, bars. That they're gonna have a good night. The spirits feed off of that energy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's an amazing point. Now, I'm wondering, because there's going to be some people. I used to paranormal investigate in Montreal, and I've had experiences of my own throughout, even grade school, really, which pushed me for this. Yeah, so it kind of I get the energy part, and there's always people on the team that sometimes bad things will happen to, let's say, or more stressful things happen to. Do you have any rules for the people who stay there, like don't do X or watch out for Y?
Absolutely. There's no provoking,
cool.
No seances,
no crossing over of spirit, no cleansing. As far as cleansing, if they want to go outside and smudge themselves, that's fine, but nothing like that inside the house.
No provoking is a big thing.
Yeah, that's the biggest one.
And the seance is a big one too, but provoking is a big thing that we say not to do, because you don't know what they're going to bring in here, and these people can just leave the next day, and we're still here.
Yeah, I'm glad you bring that up. Every once in a while, and I won't mention names, but there is almost an infamous group who provokes. I'm like, oh man, what are you guys doing? Why? Why?
Yeah.
At the very nicest, you're just kind of upsetting a nice spirit. At the worst, you're now getting someone's attention. It's that's absolutely a great rule to have. And I love how you say, well, they can go home, but we still live here. So if something bad does happen, we're living with this now. And
it's not necessary. It's not for a place like this.
No, and I agree 100%. You can enjoy something in an exploration or an experimentation of the spirit realm, or if you just want to see what's about with an open mind versus just poking the bear. And absolutely, this is a great, I'm so glad you said that. And it goes back into energy, right? I have a question because I know you want to sell the house now, right?
We do have it on the market, yes.
Okay. May I ask why?
Honestly, we purchased it with the intent to be able to share it, and we knew that it would be something that people would love. It's way bigger. There's many reasons, but it's way bigger than what we can handle at this point. I feel like right now, I feel like we're close. We're thinking that we could move into a property like this and live here full time, because mentally it's exhausting, and physically it's exhausting. We're not even doing 7 days a week right now, and it's still not, we're booked until, I haven't opened up 2023 yet, but I know this is nothing available for investigation. But with that being said, that's just because we're only booking 4 to 5, sometimes 6 days a week, and that's still exhausting. We're just, I feel like we weren't prepared to handle something at this level. So also to find somebody who is like-minded, who loves the paranormal like we do, and who's willing to walk into what we've started and continue and make it more successful. Like, we're just trying to find the right buyers that business-oriented, but still love the property like we do, and still love the paranormal.
Knows how to run it. It's really difficult.
Right. We just want someone to follow in our footsteps, but somebody that, I mean, honestly, we're just not, it's bigger than what we can handle. Mentally, we've had a lot of, it's hard to explain. It's like, it's like a roller coaster, is what I usually tell people. It's like, we love it so much, but it's so mentally exhausting at the same time that it's just bigger than what we can do. I feel like we've started something wonderful, but I don't feel like we do enough justice to what could be done, because we're just us. We're not business oriented. We're not, we're just people that, I don't want to call it simple. I probably, I don't mean that we're not smart. It's just bigger than what we can handle. And I just feel like in the right hands, there's somebody who can make it more successful. We're not intent selling it if we don't find the right person. We're not at the point where we're throwing in the towel and we're completely out of this. We're just looking for that right person, and if we can't find them, we won't just hand it to anybody. That's our goal.
Right. You want a caretaker and someone who can actually do something with it for positivity reasons. And I 100% understand this. Like I said, like in grade school, one of my friends lived in a haunted house, and it was like the haunted house that everyone knew about. And it was weird because people would start believing the stories. They just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. It's like, oh, you're just a kid making it up, right? Sounds like Conjuring so far, right? And when they moved, apparently the ghost or the spirit attached to them. They enjoy the energy, and it's so much the spirit attached to them. So wherever this person moved for the next 2 years, the spirit was there. It actually, I won't say their name because it's a little bit of a famous case, but it drove them clinically insane. They had to get some major help for it. So not to scare you guys, but on attachment, because there's multiple spirits there. Is that a fear that one of them is going to attach, or multiple might attach to you since you've been there for so long?
I think the fear right now, I totally agree with all of that. I 100% think that all of that is a real thing, and people don't realize how bad it can get. I don't feel like that we are attached, or anything that's negative is attached to us. I just feel like the situation that we're in is very draining, and it can pull you down more than you realize until you remove yourself from the situation. it is a slight fear of mine that whatever's here would be angry at us for if we don't do the right thing.
Right.
But I still don't like. I think it's all about intention too. I still don't feel like as long as we have the best intention in mind and we're handing it to someone who has good intentions, I hope that will be a good thing. Like nothing will be angry at us for what we're doing, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think because you're saying the word draining, made me wonder if it's now more of a person. That's why I brought the attachment part. So maybe wonder as we're talking if it's more of a personal attachment. Maybe not all the spirits, and it might. I'm not saying good or bad spirits, but something is taking a personal attention, and hopefully it all works out, of course. But with that said, not to like scare everyone, but with that said, is there any advice you would give to someone who wants to buy a knownly haunted house?
My advice would be, I don't believe it's a home that someone can live in full time. My advice would be to either, we've talked about building another property on the land,
right?
But we still believe that the haunted comes from the land, so I don't know how much that will help. But my advice would be, I'm hoping for someone that doesn't intend to live here full time. And if somebody that does live here full time, I feel like they need to manage a team that can help them do this while they either do something. They need to get off property enough to feel relieved, if that makes sense. Like I don't know. I don't think that anybody. It's not good for anybody to be here full time. And I guess I've never looked at it as like an attachment. Maybe, but I feel like it's mentally draining, and it's enough to where the next owners that take over, I'm hoping it's something that they love and care for as a property,
right?
Not live here full time. I don't think it's meant for anybody to live here full time. I really don't.
Yeah, and I think that's wonderfully said. Thank you so much for that advice, and I believe that the world is better for having this interview out there. The more knowledge, the better, and that advice is brilliant and perfect. For anything, haunted or not, just having that distance sometimes does help. And again, I want to thank you so much for your time. And I've watched the Bathsheba, which is going to be on T&E Monday, October 11th at 9 p.m. Eastern Pacific time. And I have to say, oh my gosh, it is a bit frightening, and it's a great story. But you're part of the story, and I won't give it away. I won't spoil anything. But a lot of that's what made me think of the attachment. And that's what made me think of, these people have to live here. At the end of the day, the investigators come and go, but you're there. And you're the new best friend of the spirits, right? So I just want to thank you so much for that time and their interview. And I hope all the luck and success, and I hope this can be wonderful for you. And I hope the attachments, if they are happening, are nice. And just want to say thank you again. Thank you again for your time. This has been Jenn and Cory Heinzen from the Conjuring House, only on What's Kraken.
I think that's a fair story.
Thanks, everyone.